This is a NASA directory transcript from the 29th of June, 2014. A new celestial body, which has been placed under the provisional name 2014-57, was discovered in the outer reaches of the asteroid belt on June 19th of this year. Based on a trajectory study, it is set to pass by the Earth from 9 to 10 years in the future. It will miss the Earth by approximately 20,000 kilometers. Its structure appears to be made near entirely out of air and other metals. The estimate of its diameter is around 4 kilometers. No other information has been reported yet.
This is a National Aeronautics and Space Administration Directory message. The date is September 7, 2023. We have received numerous requests from federal-level authorities to revisit our calculations on the asteroid 2014-57, which is approaching the Earth. This is a result of panic in public communities. While the timing of this upcoming study session is inconvenient due to the proximity of the object, scientists who participated in gaining basic information about this asteroid, including its discoverer, Randall Wills, are confident in their calculations from the 2014 discovery. The study session will be opened when this directory message ceases. The session will likely last 1-2 weeks. If this study comes back with information confirming a collision, citizens will have around 10 days to prepare supplies and shelter. This study session has been officially opened.
This is a document constructed by the study team of 2014-57. Results have been finalized from the study session beginning on September 7th of this year. However, these results bring upon an unfortunate truth. 2014-57 is on a direct collision course with Earth. The asteroid has fragmented into 3 separate objects, which will likely weaken the potential damage to civilization, but the impacts from a disaster of this level will be catastrophic for society. Such an impact will cause natural disasters contributing to a year-long winter, then greenhouse gases ejected from fires and material of the crater will cause a year-long summer and a permanent increase in global temperature. Areas of impact will be devastated and may become uninhabitable for years. We have delegated Carson McConnell to represent the study team in Washington, D.C. as this news is reported to the government. God bless you all.
This is an emergency action notification. This is not a test. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. Please stand by. A pre-recorded message from the President and a representative of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration will be relayed over the air shortly. Please stand by.
This emergency message is being broadcast per the request of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, in conjunction with the United States government. A previously discovered asteroid, by the provisional name of 2014 WO57 or Leadham Wells, is on a direct trajectory toward Earth according to a recent NASA study conducted from September 7th through 22nd of this year. Exact points of impact have not been determined. According to this study, this asteroid will impact in 7 or more days. With the time available, you should prioritize your safety overall. Gather as much essential supplies as possible, like unperishable food, clean water, and medicinal supplies. With the high likelihood that electrical services will be disrupted, be sure to have a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio with you at all times to be informed of new information that will be pivotal to your safety. Be sure to remain tuned to stations that serve your local areas. Locate the nearest possible shelter to you, such as a basement, and be sure that the facility is well structured and strong. If you do not have a shelter that will suffice, nationwide openings of fallout and underground shelters will occur. There is no current plan to counter the asteroid as of yet, but such a plan will be devised in the coming days. Repeating, be sure to gather all necessary supplies for survival and locate a shelter immediately. Shelters will be opened for those without safety in their home. The most important factor to remember in these times is to refrain from panicking so you and those around you will remain safe. Thank you for your time.
A national emergency has been declared and normal programming has been suspended nationwide. This station serves KGAN-TV in the Iowa City metropolitan area. If you are not currently tuned into a station serving your area, find a station that serves you. The emergency alert system has been activated.
Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy? Or the places we didn't go?
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Albuquerque Police Department. Excessive reports of violence and looting have been received by authorities across Bernalillo County. The likely cause is the national alert broadcast sent by the federal government yesterday, September 23rd. Major damage has been reported to essential stores and businesses throughout the county, especially in Albuquerque. We would like to advise citizens against violent and criminal actions. This not only worsens the situation for you, but others around you. An equal amount of supplies must be distributed among the community. We would like to reiterate upon the message the President sent yesterday. Even in these trying times, our people must remain calm. By inciting mass panic, society in our nation becomes a hellscape. If you cannot control your panic, keep it internal, as you will be helping keep others safe. A curfew of 8 p.m. will be put in place for a time period of 4 days. This period may be extended depending on how the situation develops. Please remain tuned to media outlets to be informed of new information.
The following message has been transmitted at the request of the United States government. Emergency programming has been interrupted to bring multiple updates regarding the fragments of 2014 WO-57 or the Let 'em Wills event. First, the counter-strike plan improvised by the North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, will be introduced. An arsenal of long-range, non-nuclear ballistic missiles will be deployed. The total number of missiles has not been disclosed, but based on the information given, the launch cycle will be in numbers no less than 10 missiles. The main goal of this plan, which has been coined as Project CCI, or Celestial Counter Initiative, is to split the asteroids into smaller pieces to reduce the damage caused to civilization. The targets of these asteroids have also been confirmed. The main fragment, which is around 2 kilometers or 1.24 miles in diameter, will impact in northern Quebec, Canada. The second fragment, which is around 1.2 kilometers or 0.75 miles in diameter, will impact in the Pacific Ocean, around 100 to 200 miles north of the coast of Hawaii. The third fragment, which is around 0.9 kilometers or 0.56 miles in diameter, will impact in the Atlantic Ocean, around 250 to 350 miles west of the coast of the African nation of Sierra Leone. These locations will remain accurate assuming Project CCI does not succeed. The consequences of these fragments will be measurable, and each impact will affect the United States in some way. Tsunamis will strike the Pacific and Atlantic coasts, but most especially in Hawaii, where tsunamis will be devastating. The fragment that will affect the United States the most is the main fragment impacting in Quebec, Canada. The Northeast will be heavily affected by crater ejecta, powerful earthquakes, and wildfire. With all these factors in mind and with emergency services likely being depleted at the time of impact, those living in the northeastern states of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey should evacuate immediately. More detailed evacuation orders will be broadcast by state authorities after this message ceases. The aftermath of this impact will threaten the entire continental United States and most of North America. Ejecta particles and smoke from fires will end with the sun being blocked, and less light will be able to pass. This will likely cause a year-long winter. Afterwards, the greenhouse gases from the fires will take their toll on the planet and cause a permanent global temperature increase, and possibly even a year-long summer to follow. Stay tuned to media outlets, as local governments will send messages to their citizens informing them of emergency instructions and evacuation orders.
This is an evacuation order for all of Rhode Island. All residents are being asked to evacuate as soon as possible so you can find a safe space during the Let 'em Wills impacts. Interstate Route 95 and US Route 6 have been equipped for evacuations from the state. If you have prepared supplies already, pack them with you in a vehicle. If you have not gathered supplies, do so now and prepare to transport them. Repeat. An immediate evacuation order has been broadcast for the state of Rhode Island. Evacuate now.
This is an administrative message on behalf of the Canadian government. We have been informed by multiple government agencies from the United States that the main fragment of the Latam Wills event, with a diameter of about 2 kilometers, is set to impact in Quebec in the coming days.
Ceci est un message administratif au nom du gouvernement canadien. Nous avons été informés par de multiples agences gouvernementales des États-Unis que le fragment principal de l'événement Latam Wheel, d'un diamètre d'environ 2 km, devrait s'écraser au Québec dans les prochains jours.
The effects from an asteroid impact of this caliber will be immense and will affect the entire country of Canada. The eastern portion of Canada will be most affected by the impact, and those living in Ontario and any other provinces east must evacuate immediately for their own safety. Governments of endangered provinces will issue their own evacuation orders.
Les effets d'un impact d'astéroïde de ce calibre seront immenses et toucheront tout le Canada. La partie orientale du Canada sera la plus touchée par l'impact, et les personnes vivant en Ontario et dans les autres provinces de l'Est doivent évacuer immédiatement pour leur propre sécurité. Les gouvernements des provinces menacées émettront leurs propres ordres d'évacuation.
Although the impact will have a lesser effect on provinces farther from the impact site, such as Nunavut and Manitoba, there will still be sizable dangers that citizens will encounter across the country. These dangers will remain present for an undetermined amount of time.
Même si l'impact aura un effet moindre sur les provinces plus éloignées du site d'impact, comme le Nunavut et le Manitoba, les citoyens rencontreront encore des dangers importants dans tout le pays. Ces dangers resteront présents pendant une période indéterminée.
Follow these instructions to make a safe shelter for yourself. Gather as much food, water, clothing, and medical supplies as you can, though you should not hoard supplies from essential businesses such as grocery stores. Find a sturdy interior room on the lowest level of your home. If possible, build upon this room to reinforce it. If you do not have a viable shelter at your residence, public shelters will be opened in all major cities in Canada, excluding the blast zone provinces.
Suivez les instructions suivantes pour vous créer un abri sûr. Rassemblez autant de nourriture, d'eau, de vêtements et de fournitures médicales que vous le pouvez, mais n'amassez pas les fournitures des commerces essentiels comme les épiceries. Trouvez une pièce intérieure solide au niveau le plus bas de votre maison. Si possible, construisez sur cette pièce pour la renforcer. Si vous ne disposez pas d'un abri viable à votre domicile, des abris publics seront ouverts dans toutes les grandes villes du Canada, à l'exception des provinces situées dans la zone de déflagration.
At this moment, the most important factor for all citizens is to refrain from panicking. Panicking will worsen the situation for you and other citizens. More details will be shared by the Canadian government as time passes.
En ce moment, le facteur le plus important pour tous les citoyens est de ne pas paniquer. La panique aggraverait la situation pour vous et les autres citoyens. Plus de détails seront communiqués par le gouvernement canadien au fur et à mesure que le temps passe.
El Gobierno de la República ha autorizado la transmisión a nivel nacional de este mensaje de emergencia. Por favor, preste atención a esta alerta.
The government of the Republic has authorized a nationwide transmission of this emergency message. Please pay attention to this alert.
Se ha presentado una situación de emergencia que afectará a este país y su futuro.
An emergency situation has arisen that will affect this country and its future.
Un grupo de fragmentos de asteroides se aproxima a la Tierra y los efectos de cada uno de ellos impactarán de alguna manera a México.
A group of asteroid fragments is approaching the Earth, and the effects of each will impact Mexico in some way.
Los 3 fragmentos impactarán en áreas separadas, el Océano Pacífico, el Océano Atlántico y en tierra en el este de Canadá.
The 3 fragments will impact in separate areas, the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and on land in eastern Canada.
Los ciudadanos que viven en cualquiera de las 2 costas deben evacuar ahora, ya que los tsunamis son muy probables.
Citizens living on either coast should evacuate now, as tsunamis are highly likely.
Lleve al mayor número de personas posible para optimizar los desplazamientos por carretera.
Take as many people with you as possible to optimize road travel.
Si es posible, lleve a amigos o vecinos con usted.
If possible, take friends or neighbors with you.
Lleve solo lo esencial, como comida, agua, suministros médicos, ropa extra y una radio a pilas o de mano. Solo debe llevar animales de servicio.
Take only the essentials with you, such as food, water, medical supplies, extra clothing, and a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio. Only service animals should be brought with you.
Una vez que esté lo suficientemente lejos en el interior para estar seguro, localice un refugio autorizado por el gobierno. Tenga en cuenta que estos refugios tienen un límite de capacidad y no se le garantizará la entrada.
Once you are far enough inland to be safe, locate a government-sanctioned shelter. Be advised that these shelters have capacity limits and you will not be guaranteed entrance.
Si ya vive a salvo en el interior, puede construir un refugio en su casa. Lo mejor es que este refugio se construya en el piso más bajo y en una habitación interior.
If you already live safely inland, you may construct a shelter in your home. It is best that this shelter is built on the lowest floor and in an inner room.
Si no puede vivir con seguridad en su casa, localice inmediatamente un refugio gubernamental.
If you cannot safely live at your home, locate a government shelter immediately.
Ahora se repetirán las instrucciones para refugiarse en los refugios gubernamentales.
Instructions for refuge at government shelters will now be repeated.
Lleve solo lo esencial, como comida, agua, suministros médicos, ropa extra y una radio a pilas o de mano. Solo debe llevar animales de servicio.
Take only the essentials with you, such as food, water, medical supplies, extra clothing, and a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio. Only service animals should be brought with you.
Localice un refugio autorizado por el gobierno. Tenga en cuenta que estos refugios tienen un límite de capacidad y no se le garantizará la entrada.
Locate a government-sanctioned shelter. Be advised that these shelters have capacity limits and you will not be guaranteed entrance.
Permanezca atento a las emisoras de radio y televisión para recibir información actualizada.
Stay tuned to radio and television outlets to be updated as new information becomes available.
This is a message from me, Professor Sean Osborne. I am the Deputy Administrator to Wang Nguyen and former research partner of Randall Wills. I come forward with this message to express my feelings regarding this terrible, impending disaster. I can't help but feel ashamed of myself. I could have done much more, enforced much more. If we had, I don't know, actually organized a study session on these damn asteroids, we'd be able to stop them. In retrospect, I feel so fucking stupid. Is this our fault? To be frank, yes. It is. Since we literally just ignored those damn things, we have a worldwide disaster on our hands. There's no way to escape it. It's too late. It doesn't help that NORAD couldn't at least lighten the situation by splitting the asteroids, but no! The only missile that even fulfilled its destiny struck the main fragment and did just about nothing. But don't blame this on NASA, NORAD, or Administrator Nguyen. Blame me. There's no reason to blame anyone else. I am responsible. While I have been quite sour throughout this message, I will end with a softer tone. I wish you all the best in this dire situation. We, as a nation, as a species, as a planet, will stand. We will not be silenced. Goodbye, and good luck.
We interrupt emergency programming to bring you a highly urgent message which will be vital to your safety. The 3 fragments of the Leatham Wills event are rapidly approaching the Earth. The project devised by NORAD, named CCI, has failed. Only one successful strike was conducted of the 17 that were launched. While the time of impact depends on the specific fragment, each impact is expected to occur in an hour or 2. As each fragment nears its collision, emergency programming will be interrupted across the nation, which will warn you to brace for impact. Loud, low-pass tones will play via the alert. As this alert sounds, you are advised to lay down face down to protect your vital organs. Cover your head with your arms to prevent damage to the brain or skull. Cover your ears with your hands as a very loud sound will be heard across the world, and failing to protect your ears will result in deafness. Close your eyes to prevent blindness. With the time remaining until impact, ensure you will be able to receive this alert. Check all radios and televisions to be sure they are operational. If you are unable to receive this broadcast or any emergency alerts in the future, there is not much that can be done. Your best course of action is to protect your body for the remaining time until all 3 fragments impact. It is very important that your equipment is operational so you can remain informed through the duration of this emergency, as widespread outages of electrical and internet services will be present upon impact. Always be tuned to stations serving your local area for the most accurate updates to your situation. The collisions, especially of the main fragment set to impact in Quebec, Canada, will most impact the northern United States. However, even those outside the so-called ground zero area are not completely safe from this event, as the entirety of the United States will face consequences. Please be aware that even after the immediate effects of the impacts have subsided, it will remain unsafe to enter the outdoors or leave your shelter. Conditions outside secured areas will be extremely hazardous. Ash will contaminate the air throughout the North American continent. This alone will cause respiratory issues, even in those with no previous issues. This ash will also block the sun, and temperatures will plummet as luminosity dwindles. Snowstorms and mass flash freezes will be present across the country. When the ash clears from the air, temperatures will spike due to the amount of greenhouse gas ejected by the impacts. These specific effects will last years, and the temperature gain will be permanent. Instructions for the time of impact will now be repeated. When the impact tones sound, lie face down, cover your head and ears, and close your eyes. This will bring you the greatest possible safety as impact occurs. Please ensure all electronic equipment such as radios or televisions are operational so you are aware of when to protect yourself. If your equipment is inoperable, protect your body for the remaining time until each impact subsides. It is very important that your equipment is operational so you can remain informed through the duration of this emergency, as widespread outages of electrical and internet services will be present upon impact. Always be tuned to stations serving your local area for the most accurate updates to your situation. This message will now repeat until a message from the President is forwarded. We interrupt emergency programming to bring you a highly urgent message which will be vital to your safety. The 3 fragments of the Leatham Wills event are rapidly approaching the Earth. The project devised by NORAD, named CCI, has failed. Only one successful strike was conducted of the 17 that were launched. While the time of impact depends on the specific fragment, each impact is expected to occur in an hour or 2. As each fragment nears its collision, emergency programming will be interrupted across the nation, which will warn you to brace for impact. Loud, low-pass tones will play via the alert. As this alert sounds, you are advised to lay down face down to protect your vital organs. Cover your head with your arms to prevent damage to the brain or skull. Cover your ears with your hands, as a very loud sound will be heard across the world, and failing to protect your ears will result in deafness. Close your eyes to prevent blindness. With the time remaining until impact, ensure you will be able to receive this alert. Check all radios and televisions to be sure they are operational. If you are unable to receive this, a message from the President will be relayed shortly.
This message has been given authorization to broadcast by the White House and the United States government. It is with great sorrow that I must report that disaster is at our front step. The fragments of 2014 W057, or the Leatham Wills event, are set to impact within 1 to 2 hours. Normal life will be permanently impaired, even after this tragic event subsides. The damage to society will be too great to be ignored. With this danger approaching, I advise you to ensure that you are prepared for impact with food, water, medicinal supplies, and a radio of battery-powered or hand-cranked variety. Televisions will likely not suffice and will only be helpful in broadcasting impact warnings. I will now advise you once more of what you must do when the impact alert sounds. Lay face down to protect vital organs. Cover your head with your arms to protect your brain and skull, and place your hands over your ears to protect your hearing. Close your eyes to protect your vision. It is advised that you keep your body protected in this matter until all 3 impacts have occurred and immediate effects have cleared. You will be notified when this happens.
Now, I would like to remind all of you listening to this broadcast of something. We are America. We will stand tall and resist. No matter what comes for us, we will survive. Even with this threat to society slowly approaching us, we will not fall. Please remain hopeful. This concludes my message to the nation. I wish good luck to you all. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
This has been an emergency action notification. All emergency information from this broadcast will be repeated nationwide until the situation progresses far enough that new information is required. God bless you, and God bless America.
message from the Canadian government. The main fragment of the Leaden Wills event has impacted near Nemiscop, Quebec. If you remain within Ontario, Quebec, or any provinces east, it is far too late to evacuate. Seek a sturdy shelter immediately. Failure to do so will end in your peril. The upcoming events from the impact will be highly destructive, and without a strong shelter, your life is in extreme danger. A fireball can expand for hundreds of kilometers from the blast site. An air blast and shockwave will pulverize an extremely large radius across the continent. In the coming moments, seismic activity will drastically increase, and earthquakes with greater strength than any other recorded quakes will strike throughout the northeast. Ejecta will spread across Quebec.
This is an earthquake warning requested by the National Weather Service and the United States Geological Survey. This Sergeant broadcast is, in effect, for the following states: Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, and New York. An extreme influx of seismic activity has been reported as a result of the asteroid impact in Quebec, Canada. The activity reported has generated tremors more intense than any other reported earthquakes in history. Intense earthquakes will occur across the mentioned states for around 48 hours. Even after this time period has passed, earthquakes with a magnitude of 5 or more on the Richter scale will occur. If you have not evacuated yet, do not try to do so now. Doing so put you in danger. Find a sturdy shelter immediately and drop, cover, and hold. Gather whatever supplies you can when the tremor subsides.
This is not a test. A statewide emergency protocol situation has been initiated. The impact of the second fragment of the Latham Wills event has formed tsunamis in a circle formation. With this occurring close to the Hawaiian Islands, a disaster of extreme proportions is looming. If you live on any coast of the islands, there is not enough time to evacuate. The best action you can take is to get to high ground immediately. However, if you live in close enough proximity to the ocean that sheltering will not suffice, you must travel inland. These tsunamis will impact in around 15 minutes. The height of the waves is currently unknown, but based on previous scientific predictions, tsunami wave height can vary from 0.6 to 1.1 miles. This broadcast will now cease to spare time. Prepare for a tsunami impact.
Tsunami warning. Repeat, tsunami warning. The National Tsunami Warning Center is broadcasting this alert in response to the asteroid impact in the Pacific Ocean, generating tsunamis in a circle form. Tsunamis in excess of 110 meters or 360 feet will strike the coast of California in around 20 minutes. Be aware that the first wave will not always be the largest. If you are not already evacuating, please remain in a shelter. Leaving your shelter can put your life in danger. If you are currently evacuating, do not try to return to your home. Find the nearest sturdy shelter if possible. The National Weather Service will broadcast updates every 30 minutes or when conditions warrant a response.
The following message is being broadcast by the National Weather Service along with the United States Geological Survey. Seismic waves have reached Tulsa County and an earthquake of a preliminary magnitude of around 6.1 is possible within the following moments. With the time remaining, gather supplies like food, water, and a first aid kit. Find a sturdy piece of furniture and drop, cover and hold. If you are outdoors, stay outdoors and prepare for seismic activity. More updates will be posted as the situation progresses.
Civil danger warning for the entire lower peninsula of Michigan. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Detroit Police Department and the Michigan Emergency Management Agency. The swift fire has reached into the city of Detroit and is spreading at an extreme rate of speed. This speed brings the possibility of the entire lower peninsula being engulfed in the following weeks. This has led the Michigan Emergency Management Agency to issue an evacuation order for the Lower Peninsula. Failing to evacuate may result in deadly consequences. Evacuate now.
A high wind warning is in effect for the following counties in Vermont: Addison, Bennington, Chittenden, Franklin, Grand Isle, Lamoille, Washington, Windham, and Windsor. Effective until 5:53 a.m. on Friday, October 6th. Southwest winds in excess of 55 miles per hour have been reported in the western portion of Vermont. These winds are expected to drastically increase the speed of the impact fires in the eastern portion of Vermont. A possible evacuation order will be sent out within the next few hours.
The following message has been broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in Charleston, West Virginia, and numerous authorities. A large fire has broken out on the east end of Charleston. Due to the amount of output from ejecta and nearby fires, this fire will likely spread quickly, especially as emergency services have been depleted due to the asteroid impact on October 2nd. This fire will likely impact the entirety of Kanawha County. An evacuation order will be sent out shortly to counter. Please stay tuned for more information.
Civil authorities have issued a shelter-in-place warning for all of New York, effective until 7:44 p.m. on October 10, 2023. Hazardous amounts of smoke and other dangerous gas have been reported in the air across the northeastern United States as a result of ejecta from the Nemesis crater and impact fires. Based on wind direction, the fires will not spread towards unburned areas of New York, so sheltering will remain safe for the time being. This alert will be renewed or replaced in 48 hours.
is a civil emergency message per the request of the Iowa City government. Due to recent temperature drops and snowfall caused by the ash cloud event, conditions throughout Johnson County have become increasingly dangerous. Temperatures as low as -11 degrees Fahrenheit have been reported in Iowa City, as well as widespread reports of flash freezes causing movement and travel outdoors to be nearly impossible. With the fact that this situation is still in its early stages, conditions will likely worsen for the coming months until the ash cloud clears. Please remain tuned to media outlets for more information.